Facebook advertising seemingly knew I was queer before I had told anybody.
I have one disgusting ad that has been following me around on web searches for several years since I turned 60. The ad says, 90-year-old woman looks 50.
I use Grindr, the gay dating app, and once saw an ad for fixing erectile dysfunction. The same day at work, I opened Pandora.com and saw the exact same ad.
I was refilling a prescription for hydrochlorothiazide and researching high blood sugar causes at the same time. Google pops up and showed a link between that prescription and high blood sugar.
I can basically use Instagram ads as a casual period tracker.
A couple of years ago, I was talking to a friend.
I rather resented that when I turned 60,
How did this happen?
How do you sustain a business model in which users don't pay for your service?
Senator, we run ads.
I see.
Data is definitely collected about us through what we do online. The New Organs is an online project where we've collected a lot of stories about people's strange and creepy experiences with targeted ads. We had about 1,000 people contribute. The common story, my phone is listening to me. You know, they saw a thing and then they saw an ad for the very same thing, and so is the camera being turned on?
I think my Android phone listens.
I sent my friend a photo on Instagram DM of an old hockey stick. First ad I saw after was a sporting goods store. The product on the ad was a hockey stick.
Things I discuss in WhatsApp conversations show up in Facebook ads.
I never Googled anything like that, or even close to that.
I didn't speak about it to anyone or Google.
We wanted to take some of those and try to understand what was happening, to try and give an explanation to what could have produced that experience. That turned out to be really complicated and difficult. There's so many ways that data is collected. Like companies like Google and Facebook, they're not going to talk about this. We understand observation to be through like cameras or microphones or like sensing in that way. But the way that data is collected and being analysed is producing new ways of interpreting what we do in our daily lives.
Things I discuss in WhatsApp conversations show up in Facebook ads. So not like, you know, they're not saying them out loud, but they're typing them in WhatsApp and then they're coming up as Facebook ads. It's really hard to like sort of explain literally why like a person may have seen a specific ad. But what the archive is more about is kind of like what qualitatively is the experience of living under surveillance capitalism.
We often don't realize what we type into the internet and how often we interact with it. We only remember, oh, I specifically Google searched this thing, but we don't really remember every single thing we clicked on.
In a way, it's interesting because it's like both like hilariously inept, right? What they think they know about you, and also occasionally extremely accurate. If you have a credit card, you can't control what your like credit card company is doing with the data about your purchases. There are certain things you probably should be doing, but it should never be on the individual to have to make those kinds of decisions, right? It shouldn't be a question of like, oh, do I have to like act in a way that's protective of myself? Like you should never have to be in that position in the first place. This is a strange new phenomenon. And so like I don't really think that much research has been done into what that's gonna mean for sort of this generation.
I feel very concerned about targeted content. You know, maybe if you ask a 15-year-old, you hear a very different thing. A couple of years ago, I was talking to a friend.
Things I discuss in WhatsApp.
My wife and I have a friend. Yesterday I was discussing.
For me, there's a sort of really ominous potential to all of this.